Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and it has been a hot minute since I've recorded a video. I've got receipts from all sorts of whiskeys. I have whiskey up here. Apparently, I've kind of gone on a barrel proof kick. Then I bought these 3 tequilas, okay, we're going to take a little sidebar here. So I had this Addictivo tequila, doble reposado at a Christmas party. Really liked it. I like tequila a lot. Did some research on this, and at first it seemed like it was no additives, no anything. Then it seemed like it was indeed some additives and stuff. Boy, hopefully my son coming through the vent upstairs isn't coming through too loudly on the microphone here. But so I think there is additives to it. The problem is, man, it makes it sweet and good and just yummy. So I don't think I hate it for that reason, but it was $50 a bottle approximately. It was this package deal for the 3 of them. It was the Añejo, the Reposado, and the Plata, all for $150. And then I also got the Old Dominick Cask Strength and the Smoke Eye Hill Barrel Proof. I got all those things for no shipping. Bought through Keg and Bottle, which then started yet another saga. So, as you know, this is the 3rd time that I bought from Keg and Bottle, and this is the 3rd time that there was a problem with my order. So, made the purchase, waited a couple of weeks. I think it was like 2 weeks, and then saw a shipping order out, got the email, and it was the shipping order for the previous purchase I had made. I was like, ooh, well, we'll just wait and see what shows up. Lo and behold, pardon me, I get this box with bottles from my previous order. There's the John J. Bowman single barrel. I have the, sorry about this, Wild Turkey 8-year. And what's the other bottle I got? And the Russell's Reserve single barrel. Okay? Those are bottles that I had purchased in my previous order. Those 3 bottles show up. I'm like, huh, well, okay. So I call them up. Don't get a hold of anybody. Or first I emailed, I think 2 separate times. One on like a Monday and once on like a Thursday. No response. Then I called straight to voicemail. I left a voicemail. Nobody called me back. I waited a week. I called again. Got a hold of somebody, but they were at the store but not at the warehouse. Sent me to the warehouse. Yep, I'm going to tell the warehouse person, take care of it, whatever. They'll get in touch with you. Never heard back. Called back like a week later. Got in touch with the same person, but this time they were at the warehouse. Like, yeah, I'm going to talk to my person right away. Here, we'll figure it out. Put me on hold. I talked to them. And then they're like, okay, here's the deal. We'll ship out your order right away for the order you're supposed to get. In fact, we were just supposed to send it out today, so we'll send it out right away. And then you just ship us back those bottles. And I was like, okay, well, I can't really fault them. But, like now I got to go out of my way, make the time, spend the gas money to ship all this stuff back. And I'm like, okay, fine. They're like, we'll send you a shipping label. So a week later, mind you, this is over, I think all said and done, it took a month and a half to get my order. So I said, okay, send the shipping label in the box and I'll just ship it back to you. Box shows up with my new order. There is not a shipping label anywhere in that box. The part that got me was they said, well, if you don't ship it back to us, we'll just charge you for those bottles. I'm like, no, I don't want these bottles. don't charge me. So no shipping label, and I was like, I'm done with this. I've wasted hours of my time trying to get a hold of them to correct the mistake, whatever. And so finally I was like, you know what? Whatever. So I'm still waiting. This was like a month and a half ago. I'm still waiting for them to ding my credit card, I'm guessing, for those bottles, and then I'll dispute it and whatever else, and we can go round and round and round. But I was just like, I'm at my wit's end. I've put way too much time into this. Apparently, you guys don't care. I don't care. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that they don't hit my credit card at this point, and I just got 3 free bottles of whiskey. That would be amazing. I doubt that's what happened, but maybe. I don't know. But the problem was they had these 3 bottles, which independently, either here locally or at other stores, they're like $60 bottles. It was a 3 package deal for 3 bottles, perfect. Plus, they had pretty decent prices on the Smoke Eye Hill, the Old Dominic Cask Strength, and this 10-year Sagamore Rye. So I was like, all right, well, buy that, get the free shipping, yada yada yada. So that's where I'm at with that whole saga. So we'll see what comes of that. I don't know. I either got free whiskey or I got another battle on my hands somewhere down the road. But I was not going to open those bottles at least for 3 to 6 months or more, because I want to be sure that this is kind of blown over before I even start to think that I'm going to open. But then, let's see here. We were up in Montana a couple weeks ago, and they had an Old Forester single barrel. Mind you, it's 100 proof, but it was a store pick, so I was like, okay. And then they had this Jack Daniel's single barrel Heritage toasted barrel, so picked up some of those. Then where did I get the Green River from? Did I get that locally? Old Weller, Yellowstone, Jack Daniel's, Green River. No, sorry. Went back to the Midwest here a couple of weeks ago. Ended up in Indiana at the Total Wine there. And man, we need a Total Wine in Wyoming. Got the full proof Green River wheated bourbon. And then also, first time ever found anywhere that I've looked, Ardnahoe. They had 3 different varieties there. The downside being that I think the oldest stuff that they have right now is 5 years old. But not going to hold that against them. This is their sherry cask, or mostly sherry cask, Oloroso sherry casks. One, I don't know, Bolsa, Bholsa is the name of it. It was only like $65. It's really good for as young as it is. I can't wait for that to be 10, 15, 20 years old. That'll be pretty awesome when they get down the line that far. But the fact that we could get it now here in the United States was awesome. So I went with that. So here's what we're gonna do here. After all that yammering, think we're gonna start with these. So these are the lowest proof that I have, with the exception of tequila. I think for these couple of videos, we're gonna do 3 videos here with this Yellowstone Toasted, the Jack Daniel's, and the Old Forester. Those are all 100 proof. And then we'll do 1 video after each of those where we look at this tequila. It's just going to be a quick, succinct video with all 3 of them. Just get it done. They're sweet. They're nice. They're just yummy tequila. So if you don't care about the additives, we'll check that out. So after all that jibber jabbering, we are 9 minutes in and we haven't tasted anything. So let's go with this. This is Yellowstone Special Finishes Collection. They're toasted. It's ringing in at 100 proof. I bought this locally, and it's been sitting there forever, and I finally just gave in and bought it to give it a try. So I paid $41.29 for this. We'll see what we get out of it. I will say this: it pours really nice out. The one thing that you don't see on a lot of bottles is a taper at the end. So like this and the Wild Turkey single barrel. No, Wild Turkey. Is it single barrel? Sorry about that. It's the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. I don't know why that was slipping my mind. And the Kentucky Spirit both have a tapered bottle on it. It makes it so much easier to pour. Just there's a little gift for you guys. Just a little side note. So there you go. Man, I'm just dragging my heels. A little bit out of practice. Haven't done a video in quite a long time here. Warm it up. Smells delicious coming out of the glass. Sticking my nose in there. I'm getting very floral, pretty oaky as well. Ethanol's coming out, but it's got like a Buffalo Trace level of floralness to it, like honeysuckle. Smelling really good. And of course, I took the bottle away, so there you go. But for $41, I'm not, bad at the nose on this. Got a little bit of brown sugar, just a hint of char in the back. And it's smelling delicious. Like I would, if I closed my eyes and smelled this, I would think that this is a Buffalo Trace product. So getting into it. I don't hate that. Finish is a little bit bitter. So the flavor profile really is chasing the nose quite a bit. It was very floral, sweet, kind of a cotton candy almost up front. It had a nice oily coating of the tongue to start with, where it was kind of creamy also. But it was a lot of nice, sweet, sugary notes up front, some caramel, a little bit of brown sugar in there. Went into floralness, a little bit of cherry. On the finish, the first note that hit me with that finish was a tannic bitter oak. But now that, that kind of dominated the finish and lingered, but it's starting to go away. And a nice sweet caramel is just carrying on, but the finish just keeps going on this. Man, that's actually drinking really nice. Really, really nice. When I cracked this bottle, I don't know, a month ago or so. Well, when did I buy it? I bought this in February 23rd. So sorry, today is Saturday between Easter and Good Friday here. It's what is it? April 4th today. So yeah, a month and a half ago. I bought this and I took a glass out of it. I did not like it very. I was almost gonna make some of those comments that I tend to make, like, oh, I remember this and this and this about it, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't, because this does not drink anything like what I remember. Really good actually, and big fan of this right now. Creamy, buttery, like I make a lilac wine, and it kind of has that bit of a flavor right up front, like that lilac floralness. It's sweet. The bitterness on the back end, I'm not a huge fan of, but that's definitely coming from the toasted oak. Um, it's almost like they toasted it a little too long in the barrel, kind of like I don't know how many barrels went into the batch, but it's almost like one of them too much. It just brought a little astringency to it. But with that one slight, I'm not even gonna call it a flaw, because there's people who like that hard oak note in there. I just don't happen to like it. Um, it's a really good flavor profile, and it's not taking away so much that I'm like, ugh, I'm not gonna drink that. Like that's pretty good stuff. Go ahead, check it out. So Yellowstone Special Finishes Collection, their toasted barrel, 100 proof. Um, yeah, it's pretty good juice, and I picked it up here locally for $41.29. So at that price, good whiskey, man. So there you go. Drop in the comments down below what you think about Yellowstone Toasted if you've ever had it. I'm I'm a fan. Yeah, there's one note in there I don't like, but that's not going to keep me from enjoying it. And as always, thanks for watching. You guys have a great Easter, and we'll catch you in the next video where we're going to dive into one of these.